Every single boater around the Chesapeake Bay wants to always know, is it better to trailer? Is it better to be at a marina? Or should you just splurge and buy that waterfront? Watch this video and I'm gonna give you some pros and cons of each situation. Alright, what's up everybody? My name is Rob Schou and I'm with eXp Realty in Maryland, and the whole goal of this channel is to help people that are either buying or selling or moving around the Maryland area and especially the Chesapeake Bay, just get some good information about living on the Chesapeake Bay, what it's like to fish, boat, crab, all that kind of stuff. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, make sure you click the subscribe button, click the bell so you're notified every time we put out new content. And also, if you want to talk about buying or selling your home or just have any questions about real estate in general, use that contact information below and I'd be happy to help you. Last but not least, if you want to go ahead and schedule a meeting one-on-one with me via Zoom, go scroll down to the first comment, click on the link, and it'll schedule a Zoom meeting one-on-one with me where we can talk about your home buying needs or any other water-related question you have. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, we're gonna be talking about what's better, a marina, owning waterfront, and a trailer or trailering. Now, spoiler alert, they all have their pros and they all have their cons. And honestly, I've done all three. I was a fishing guide on the lower Potomac and the Patuxent River for a while. And while I was a fishing guide, and since I've been fishing recreationally, I definitely have done each one of these things. So I'm gonna start with trailering and I'm gonna actually end with the waterfront. Just a spoiler alert, I do currently live on the water and I'll kind of give you the pros and cons of that. But the very first one I'm gonna talk about is trailering. Now, I think a lot of people that get into boating start with trailering their boat. It's nice for many reasons. I can think of three really good pros for having your boat on a trailer. One, it's at your house, hopefully, if your HOA allows it, it's at your house for you to work on. So if you have stuff you want to do, installs, upgrades, that kind of stuff, your boat is right there. And that is so convenient. Number two is you can go anywhere you want a trailer to. Now, a lot of people still just trailer to that 5-minute away boat ramp or whatever, but one of the best things, and I have a lot of buddies and friends that fish and stuff like that, and they're on trailers and they can go anywhere to chase a bite. So you're not really stuck in an area that, you know, maybe the fishing's not good for that week or that month. Trailering can help you do that. And also, once you buy the trailer, besides the upkeep of the trailer, you know, you don't have a lot of costs that go with the boat being on the trailer. You probably aren't paying some sort of storage fee or anything like that. So it can be a fairly inexpensive option. Now, it's not all sunshine and roses because like I said in the beginning, trailer maintenance, I think, is one of the biggest cons of having to go ahead and trailer your boat. I have had so many flat tires, seized brakes, all types of other stuff. You know, it can be a hassle and you got to really keep on top of it. So the second con, I would say, and maybe it's not a con for some people, but you need to have a car that's going to be able to tow your boat that you're going to have. And if it's your daily driver, you might be driving something that gets terrible gas mileage and it just isn't fun to do. And the third con I really think of when I think of trailing, and it's something that I always go back to, you know, when I think back into the days of when I was on a trailer, is thinking about fighting other people to put the boat in the water or take the boat out of the water. I went out of the Solomon's Island boat ramp a ton, and on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, it was a literal zoo of boats out there. You know, it just was everywhere, everything. Trailers going in, trailers going out, people knowing what they're doing, but also people having no clue what they're doing. And it just became a hassle that I wanted to solve. All right, going to the next one, I then went from trailering and I went to a marina. Now, I've done both marinas, both types of marinas where I'm in the water, and I've also done one, it's called Boatel, California, where you're in a boat rack. You know, I liked the boat rack a lot, but they're hard to find. There's one down here in California, Maryland, but there's also a few throughout Maryland. I can think of one in Kent Narrows and other places like that. So that's a really good option, but it's not readily available for most, so I'm not going to focus on it too much. But what I am going to talk about are the marinas when you think of like traditional marinas where you're putting your boat in a slip and it's staying there. Now, again, some pros about being at a marina. Number one is it's in the water already. You're not fighting people at the boat ramp. The convenience is right there. You're just able to step out of your truck or out of your car onto your boat, throw off the lines, and go. Pro number 2 is some marinas have some really neat amenities. Some marinas have restaurants and pools and tennis courts and other stuff like that. Now you are going to have to pay more for it, but it might be really nice if your family wants to hang out at the marina and maybe not boat the whole time. You're able to be doing 2 different activities and still being able to go out and enjoy the water. Now my third pro kind of goes with, marinas in general. They're normally near other things. So if you're someone that not only likes to go fishing, you like to go, restaurant hop or bar hop or whatever it is, when you have a marina, normally it's closer to other marinas or other establishments or other businesses that make it a lot easier for you to go out and enjoy the water. All right, so now the cons of marinas. Now I think of about 3 cons that are also with marinas too. So number 1 is you're going to be paying a lot more than you would if you're trailering on a monthly basis. Marina fees really vary from really expensive up in Annapolis to a lot cheaper down here in St. Mary's County. So it really is dependent upon where you are, but you're going to have to pay something. The more amenities at the marina, the more likely you're going to pay a higher cost too. Con number 2, what bothered me the most was not having my boat within sight. When it was on the trailer, I knew exactly where it was, what was happening to it, and all that kind of stuff. When it's at a marina, you kind of don't know what's going on, especially if there's high tides, coastal flooding, high winds. I always got scared that something was happening in the boat, that the bilge pump failed, that it got caught under the dock, that it's filling up with water. It just was a constant worry for me. I think some people are normally pretty fine with it, but I always felt like I thought about it. And, con number 3 is you're kind of locked on location compared to the trailer, where you could go and follow the fish or follow the crabs or go around to different areas and, sightsee in different areas of the bay. You're kind of locked to that one marina. So if it's far away from places that you want to go, it can be an extremely long boat ride, or you're throwing it back on that trailer and you're trailering it up to where you want to go. All right, so the third one, of course, is waterfront. Now, I really think that a lot of people that have a boat eventually want to end up at waterfront. It's kind of that aspiration that a lot of people that live around the Chesapeake Bay have. I live on the water right now on St. George Creek in Piney Point, and I gotta say, we have a boat lift and all that kind of stuff, and it makes it super easy to access the water. So I'd say that's one of the biggest pros, is to be able to set up the waterfront the way you want it. We got a good little system down there for our boat and our lifestyle. So I really like it for that. Number 2 is I don't have to fight trailer, boat ramp traffic, or even get in a car and drive anywhere or do anything. I just walk out my back door, press the button on the lift, the boat goes down, I go out fishing. The third thing I really like about having my boat at our waterfront is that it's right there. Just like the trailer, it's literally right there. If I want to do projects or I want to do something on it, I just walk out my door and I can get it done. Waterfront's definitely my favorite, but there are definitely some cons to it. One of the biggest ones is if it's not developed waterfront, you're going to have to put a pier in to really make it work. And with that pier comes upkeep, whether it's, fixing dock boards or doing this or fixing and maintaining a boat lift or even putting in riprap on the shore. There's more maintenance that's going to go along with it. So that's a big con that I see a lot of people say. And honestly, right now we're going through something where we're probably going to have to put some riprap on our shoreline, and it's going to be a big cost, but it's also, I feel, worth it to live on the water and have that cost. All right, so the second con kind of goes back to one of the pros of trailering. I'm definitely more stuck in my location. I don't really leave the lower Potomac much. I can go out to the Target Ship and go out to the Chesapeake Bay, but for the most part, I'm kind of water locked in the area that I am because I can't go around the Patuxent and go crabbing up the Patuxent River or go up to Annapolis as easily and as cost effectively as I could if I was on a trailer or something like that. So those are my cons for living on the water. I will say those cons, I think, are outweighed by the pros and also the equity that you can get in a waterfront home. I mean, there's only so many waterfront homes out there, and it's getting more and more scarce. So you'd think that the demand is going to continue and that supply is limited, that home prices, waterfront home prices, are going to continue to hold and possibly increase a little faster than other places as well. All right, so hopefully comparing the waterfront, trailering, and marinas was helpful. If you have any questions or need any help, like I said, use that contact information below. Call me, text me, and I'd be happy to help you. Make sure you also click the subscribe button, click the bell so you're notified every single time we put out new content. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one about your home buying needs or home selling needs, go ahead and scroll down to the first comment, click the link, and we can schedule a Zoom meeting one-on-one to talk about those needs. Hope to see you on the next video.